Ladies and gentlemen, the program will begin in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the program will begin in 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the program is about to begin.
Good evening. I'm Sheila Boston, president of the New York City Bar Association, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the City Bar Justice Center's 15th annual gala in support of the Justice Center and honoring MetLife and Venable for their extraordinary pro bono work. A remote gala. Have mercy. That sounds like an oxymoron, wouldn't you agree? But you know what? Galas are all about coming together and celebrating together in a common space. So we'll adapt and create our own common space during this pandemic by appreciating one another's presence as we share this wonderful evening, though virtually, together. Now, this evening is about supporting and celebrating the mission of access to justice in our beloved New York City. And in my humble opinion, to have passion for access to justice, you need to have empathy for others. Okay, I know there's been a lot of talk about it lately, empathy, and how some people have it and some people don't. And I am not trying to be political right now. I am simply trying to be human. I'm trying to be open-hearted and totally transparent. And I must say that I am prone to believe that all of you under the sound of my voice right now have empathy in your hearts. And what is your evidence, counselor? Well, simply put, because you support pro bono, because you do pro bono. It is a blessing to have empathy. For when it's absent, the wide divide between the haves and the have-nots gets even worse. When it's absent, hatred and divisiveness can abound in a society. When it's absent, the respect for human life disintegrates and vanishes. Well, I don't know about you, but I refuse to resign myself to that bleak picture and state of being. My personal belief is that I am my brothers and sisters' keeper. And whenever I'm confronted with someone in need, I try to remind myself that but for the grace of God, there go I. And at my firm, Arnold and Porter, we believe that all lawyers have a moral obligation to do pro bono work. And if I've told you once, twice, okay, maybe 100 times, I'll tell you yet again, that I firmly believe in and hold fast to my mantra, to whom much is given, much is required. You know, in my recently begun tenure as City Bar President, I've outlined 6 priorities I'd like for us to focus on. And I want you to know that one of them is indeed access to justice. That's what all of you provide through your work with the City Bar Justice Center. You do what I call God's work. Now, I love the theme for this year's gala, the butterfly. And I think it's so appropriate when you consider its humble origin as a caterpillar with its feet, all 6 of them, planted firmly on the ground. It's only through the passage of time, the shedding of its skin, and the paying of its dues does it take flight as a gorgeous, colorful wonder of the world. So, my fellow beloved caterpillars, if you will, we have much work to do before we can fly again. With the pandemic, the economy, and the great thirst for racial justice, pro bono work has never been more important. As after 9/11, the effects of the current crises will reverberate for years to come. And we need the legal profession to respond as one. Empathy, a call to action. Let's grow butterfly wings and blanket our dear city with a great mass of new pro bono volunteers to help our disadvantaged neighbors who need legal help more than ever before. My message as I began my term as City Bar President is that we are a bar of hope. And if we are, it's because of people like you, supported by the strong public service commitment of our great law firms and corporate legal departments, and the hope we make together with the Justice Center's modest but brilliant staff, serving tens of thousands of underserved people a year. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you so much for your collaboration and support for this evening's gala. If anyone would like to support the City Bar Justice Center's work, please do so at any time this evening, simply by clicking the tab to the side of where I'm speaking. We could really use your help, your time, your talent, and your money. Again, thank you so much. And without further ado, it is indeed my great pleasure to introduce the one and only wonderful Executive Director of the City Bar Justice Center, I present to you Lynn Kelly. Take it away, Lynn.
Thank you, President Boston. Good evening. I am Lynn Kelly, and I'm the Executive Director of the City Bar Justice Center. Tonight, we are honoring two stars of the pro bono universe, MetLife and Venable. Let me start by congratulating both of them and thanking them for their many years of partnership with the City Bar Justice Center. We are all here tonight in support of a good cause, helping low-income New Yorkers to get high-quality, free legal assistance through the City Bar Justice Center. Whether you are a volunteer, a donor, a board member, a pro bono professional, or one of our staff members, thank you for making this work possible. And if you've not made a donation yet this evening in support of tonight's gala, please find the text to pledge on your screen, which will be running throughout the event, and please make a donation at any point. And here we are in my kitchen. We are all in our homes, some of us more than we've been in many years. My personal challenge is staying out of the fridge and the treat drawer. We used to call it the cookie jar when we had kids that were little, but now it holds adult dark chocolate. Luckily, the City Bar Justice Center's free legal hotline, which handles 1,000 calls a month, moved remote a year before the pandemic. So much of our work has continued without missing a beat. After a slow 2 months in April and May, we were back up to almost normal levels of intake by July. On tonight's theme of transformation, learning to work remotely and managing the flood of New York's courageous lawyers who always volunteer to help when there is a disaster was part of our transformation. We built 3 COVID-19 pro bono projects with the support of many terrific volunteers. Thank you also to the pro bono professionals who tonight are with us and who reached out and helped us to train on new areas of the law and mobilize volunteers. And I'd like to take a moment to thank all of the firms and corporations who are our leadership partners in supporting tonight's event. Now, I know many of you are asking, what is next in pro bono? What is happening long term? Right now, we are planning for massive numbers of bankruptcies and foreclosures this winter. We will need more volunteers than ever. This will not be business as usual. It will involve using remote technology to counsel low-income clients, things like Facebook Live events, Zoom legal clinics with breakout rooms for clients and volunteers. It will involve tools we haven't tried or even invented yet. Like the doctors who are practicing telemedicine for the first time, we are practicing remote pro bono, and we are figuring out what works with low-income clients and when it can be more efficient for everyone not to have to travel in to see a lawyer. We're also engaging in creative advocacy, like our hashtag Wi-Fi for Homeless campaign, which we're doing with the City Bar to help kids and families in homeless shelters. They need access to reliable internet for job search, home searches, and of course, homework. Please join this campaign and let's close this digital divide that hurts mainly Black and brown families in our city. The legal professionals you are hearing from tonight are optimistic about the future of New York City, and so am I. We will build New York back stronger, fairer, and healthier for all of us. Please stick with the Justice Center for the long term, because as we so often say, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Please join the City Bar Justice Center this winter when the call goes out for more volunteers. Now let's hear from MetLife about their terrific pro bono work.
For more than 150 years, MetLife has helped generations of people protect their family and future. The MetLife Legal Affairs team, through its Diversity Committee, takes a holistic approach to pro bono that engages employees across all levels and disciplines. Through a partnership with MetLife Foundation, they support a broad set of legal, cultural, and volunteer organizations. The team is passionate about service and helping those in need.
For the past 5 years, I've co-led our pro bono volunteer program. I'm extraordinarily excited to be part of the street law program. MetLife, together with Debevoise, will be teaching at New Utrecht High School.
Since 2001, over 50 corporate legal departments and law firms like MetLife and Debevoise have partnered with high schools in the area through the Corporate Legal Diversity Pipeline program in an effort to expose students to legal careers they may not have already seen.
Alan, it's been great co-chairing this effort with you. MetLife Associates are extremely excited. Not only is it great for our development and is it a ton of fun, but it's also awesome for our community.
Yeah, Sasha, it's been great working with you on this project, and I'm really impressed that we've had such engagement from people in legal affairs, paralegals, all the way up to senior leadership, and I think folks are really jazzed about participating in the program.
Yes.
At the bankruptcy program, we partner with corporations like MetLife to help low-income New Yorkers who are in financial distress to file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy relief. We are essentially giving clients who are in financial distress a second chance at a fresh start. This client's shoulders start to kind of relax. Pretty much have taken a weight off their shoulders. We are talking about people who have lost their jobs, who have a lot of medical debt, and essentially cannot afford to hire an attorney. So having a partner like MetLife gives a message to the people of the city. Legal help is available to everyone, not only those who have the money to do so.
Sometimes people do not know what to expect when they first walk into MetLife. They hear the company name. It could be a little overwhelming to them. And then they walk in and they see a very relaxed environment, friendly faces, people willing to help them, who volunteered their time to help. I think that makes a difference. I hope when they leave this building today that they have a smile on their face and all their questions were answered and they feel more knowledgeable in the process.
I think it's a really great opportunity for us to give back to the community. I personally was really excited to volunteer with the Consumer Bankruptcy Project because 10 years ago, my first year out of law school, I spent a year working with the Consumer Bankruptcy Project, so it's nice to get back to that.
Before I joined MetLife, I was a bankruptcy attorney for 5 years, and I am happy to support the City Bar's project here. I think that they do very, very important work in the community, and I'm very happy to be here today to support those activities.
My colleagues and I volunteer our time representing individuals facing language barriers in legal proceedings through programs, including the Safe Passage Project. This program helps children navigate the complications of the immigration process and legal system. Children should not have to face this alone. Coming from a family of immigrants, any one of these children could have been someone from my family or someone that I know.
So what Dress for Success does is they take in clothing from different organizations, and every year we host a clothing drive just for them. Then we get together and we sort the donations. Any reusable formal attire goes to Dress for Success, to all the women that are getting out there trying to find a job. LADC is such a huge multi-diversity platform where it allows us to give you different programs based on whatever your interest is.
I'm Jennifer Cowan. I'm the Pro Bono Counsel at Debevoise and Plimpton. We've partnered with MetLife on a number of pro bono projects. We've taken several cases from the Veterans Assistance Project at the City Bar Justice Center. We just had a great victory in one of our veteran assistance projects that we took with MetLife. A veteran who'd been denied disability from the Veterans Administration for several years, finally after 2 years of representing him, the VA granted him 70% disability, which combined with the back payments to which he's entitled is enough to take his family out of poverty.
When we are choosing which programs we're going to participate in, we look for programs that both enhance diversity in the legal profession and drive engagement among our employees. And when I looked at the people that we have here today as part of this program, I saw attorneys, paralegals, operations professionals, compliance professionals, I saw unit managers, line level associates, And it's just great to see everyone from across the department coming out to support this program. So I'm really proud of the effort. I'm proud of our leaders that we have leading this program, and I'm just energized by everyone's participation.
With the New York City Bar Association marking its 150th anniversary this year, we must tip our hat and pay our respects to our elder, as MetLife was born 2 years before we were. MetLife's success in insurance and business needs no introduction. Less well known, however, but just as worthy of attention, is its extraordinarily responsive work in the public interest and its commitment to diversity. In March, the MetLife Foundation donated $1 million to food banks in communities across the US affected by the coronavirus. And in April, the foundation announced $25 million in grants for COVID-19 relief efforts in New York City to help families and small businesses. They also opened 250 rooms in their Intercontinental Hotel in Times Square to frontline healthcare workers and visiting medical professionals. And did you know that MetLife has been named a top company for executive women and a top company for Latinas, and that it was the first US-based insurer to sign the UN Women's Empowerment Principles? Extraordinary, right? Last, but certainly not least of all, we are so fortunate to have MetLife working with the City Bar Justice Center. For over a decade, MetLife has teamed up with the City Bar Justice Center on many programs, including our Monday night law clinics. Knowing MetLife attorneys are partnering with the Justice Center's Consumer Bankruptcy Project, providing world-class legal advice to those in need of it, more than ever in these times, in both English and Espanol, or Spanish, is beyond inspiring. And it is indeed what makes us a bar of hope. For their commitment to pro bono, for their generous and tireless work in the public interest, for their pro bono leadership, and for setting such a wonderful example for other companies and in-house legal departments, we are truly delighted to recognize MetLife with the 2020 City Bar Justice Award for their leadership and dedication to pro bono and public service. And to that end, I am delighted to introduce MetLife Vice President and General Counsel, Stephen W. Gouster, to accept the award this evening.
So thanks so much for the kind introduction, Sheila. I am honored to receive this award, which I'm now going to hold up for you, on behalf of MetLife Legal Affairs and alongside our fellow recipients at Venable. So congratulations to all of you. And congratulations to the City Bar and everyone on your team for 150 years of distinguished service. I think our organizations have reached this important milestone in part due to our fundamental shared commitment to taking care of our communities. All of us are gathered here tonight because of our strong belief in that commitment. We know that the services that the City Bar Justice Center provides every day to so many New Yorkers are even more critical in transformational moments like these. And it's these moments that MetLife is built for. Our purpose statement, always with you, building a more confident future, speaks to that heritage of building and strengthening society. And in that spirit, I'm particularly proud of how my colleagues in the law department, past and present, have built a decades-long legacy in pro bono and volunteerism. The numbers really speak for themselves. In 2019 alone, 149 MetLife Law Department associates volunteered almost 1,600 hours of their time. And behind this award is the team's deep-rooted commitment to justice and to equity. For more than a decade, they've participated in numerous City Bar Justice Center clinics, including Monday Night Law. The team also supports the Legal Aid Society Access to Benefits Helpline, New York City Small Claims Court Volunteer Arbitrators Program, and Lawyers Alliance. And today we've doubled down on working with organizations with missions centered on racial equity and justice, such as the Equal Justice Initiative. They also volunteer their time representing individuals facing language barriers in legal proceedings through programs including Safe Passage Project, Immigration Equality, and Legal Services NYC. To nurture the next generation of talent in the legal profession, my colleagues work with the street law and legal outreach organizations to help high school students learn about various aspects of the law, including contracts, dispute resolution, and constitutional law. Today, a lot of these programs have become virtual, but that hasn't deterred us. In fact, it makes it even easier in some ways to contribute to the cause. Just this month, our team members participated in their first City Bar Justice Center virtual bankruptcy clinic. Now, how did we accomplish all of this? It's through a strategic, intentional approach that builds pro bono and volunteerism into the very fabric of the department. We formed the Legal Affairs Diversity Committee over 12 years ago so that we could take a holistic approach to pro bono, diversity, and talent initiatives. Our program is primarily focused on legal services, community involvement, and increasing diversity throughout the legal profession. It's designed to engage employees across all levels and in all specialties. And while our approach to delivering services has transformed, our commitment has endured and only grown stronger. I would encourage anyone who has been considering doing more pro bono work to look for the many virtual opportunities that are available today. We are living through an inflection point in history, and we must embrace the transformation that we're just starting to experience. It's triggering new and creative approaches to expand access to services. Now, what isn't changing, however, is the ethos of servant leadership that's required to fully take advantage of this transformation. We need to leverage every resource within and across our organizations in the spirit of service to use the full strength of our collective power for good. So reach out to us. We're happy to share our learnings about building a lasting and engaging program. Let's work together wherever possible to enhance our impact and our reach. Times like this demand leadership, and that does not mean hierarchical leadership. I always tell our team that nobody at MetLife needs permission to lead. Anybody can be a leader at any time if they just step up and own it. And we're looking to everyone to step up and own our future together. And today, working together, I see the possibility of leading the next transformation of our city, one life at a time. Again, thank you.
Good evening. I'm David Levine, General Counsel of Bloomberg and Chair of the City Bar Fund's Board of Directors, of which the Justice Center is the largest program. Tonight, I am delighted to celebrate the work of the City Bar Justice Center and the stellar pro bono and public service achievements of our two honorees, MetLife and Venable. To all of you joining us tonight for the celebration, to our volunteers, contributors, and staff, led by the amazing Executive Director, Lynn Kelly, thank you for supporting the pro bono mission of the City Bar Justice Center, which has never been more important. At this time when New York City is facing three crises, COVID-19, an economic recession, and a racial and social justice reckoning, pro bono service is more important now than ever. The theme of this year's gala is transformation. We are all adapting and rapidly changing our service delivery models to keep our staff and clients safe. The Justice Center has been doing the same, and with your support is building the next generation of pro bono work, Pro Bono 2.0, as we do the work with all of you. In a typical year, the Justice Center assists some 26,000 New Yorkers. But of course, this is not a typical year. So on top of the usual work, the City Bar Justice Center has already matched pro bono volunteers with nearly 1,000 small businesses with COVID-19 legal questions and handled another 1,000 COVID-19 related legal questions ranging from housing and roommate problems to probate and protective equipment issues. We cannot do this work without all of you. So thank you to everyone for supporting pro bono. And we know that pro bono doesn't happen without strong leadership from the top of the law firms and corporate legal departments from which we recruit volunteers. So thank you to those leaders with us tonight. Tonight's honorees set an example which all corporations and firms should follow. I want to extend my congratulations to MetLife and turn now to Venable, our law firm honoree. As you will see in a short video coming up next, the lawyers at Venable have been relentless in their commitment to pro bono and representing immigrant clients. Over the last decade, partnering with the Justice Center, Venable has won cancellation relief for 2 detained clients and asylum for 21 individuals. Even after winning these cases, their commitment continues, as Venable works not only to reunify families by petitioning for the spouses and children of their asylum clients, but also represents them in their applications for permanent residence. Venable's dozens of immigrant clients hail from a wide range of countries, including El Salvador, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, the Gambia, Jamaica, Russia, and Tibet. And during a time when asylum seekers face unprecedented attacks and legal hurdles, Venable continues to answer the call by currently representing multiple clients fleeing persecution. Venable promotes pro bono participation among associates and partners alike, with senior partners like Ed O'Toole and Mark Vecchio playing critical roles, helping to develop legal strategies and prepping and representing clients at their asylum office interviews and removal hearings. On behalf of the City Bar Justice Center, I am pleased to present a 2020 City Bar Pro Bono Award to Venable. After a short video, Edmund O'Toole, a member of the firm's managing committee, an immediate past partner in charge of the New York office, will accept the award. Venable is described as a trusted pro bono partner and a zealous advocate for low-income immigrants fighting a hostile government. The Justice Center knows that the cases they place with Venable will be handled with care, dedication, and experience. Venable has also taken on particularly challenging pro bono cases where the project needs discreet and dedicated pro bono counsel. Venable has done it all in a tremendous spirit of commitment to the disadvantaged. By doing so, they've changed the course of over 36 immigrants' lives and the lives of their families. I am pleased to call upon Edmund O'Toole to accept this award on behalf of Venable.
All the way growing up, I've been called names. Friends have been told not to associate with me. Around 18, that was the first vicious attack that I ever had, and that was a physical attack. It was so fast and so ferocious. My mom had recently passed, so I was dealing with her death and being attacked by someone in my neighborhood because they had heard that I was gay and I went with guys. It was such an isolating feeling because I couldn't tell anyone why it is I was attacked. I thought about committing suicide.
I feel like the team with Ed and Rishi and Brian, we all had like such a great energy and made coming to work and being around that energy a lot of fun.
Actually helping an individual find asylum in the United States is very rewarding because you see the tangible benefit immediately. You're basically helping someone avoid being sent back to a country where they're fearing persecution.
You know, for the first time I felt that someone listened to me and I felt validated. here. I just want to say thank you so much.
I was a third-year associate, new to Venable's New York office. The head of that office, Ed O'Toole, approached me about partnering with him to work on a pro bono matter. As a junior associate, of course, I said yes, sign me up. And that was the beginning of my relationship with Lama, which has become now a 9-year friendship, and also working with Tibetans in representation of them in their asylum cases through the city bar. Asylum matters, and working through the city bar to identify clients that the firm can represent on a pro bono basis is really interesting work and really presents different challenges than what most of us are used to in a corporate law firm experience.
I'm Ed O'Toole from Venable LLP, and it's my great pleasure and honor to accept the award given to Venable this year by the City Bar Justice Center. It's a wonderful award given by a great organization that we've had the pleasure and honor of working with these past 10 years on a multitude of asylum-related projects for indigent pro bono clients new to the United States, new to the New York area, and desperately in need of legal services as they navigate the system and try to establish a new life here. Now more than ever, it is important for law firms and for lawyers to help establish pro bono relationships with clients who are in need of services that are very complex, require a substantial amount of time and effort, and really call on the ingenuity and perseverance of the lawyers. And we've been honored and gratified to be able to partner with the City Bar Justice Center in helping individuals that the City Bar Justice Center has brought to us so that we can represent them together. And it's been a wonderful partnership. The work can be very transformational for our clients. They obviously very much appreciate the assistance that we give them. And their gratitude, while it can't be expressed in financial terms, can be expressed in a multitude of other ways. For example, this lovely painting behind me was presented to us by our first client that we represented jointly with the City Bar Justice Center back in 2010. This gentleman from Burkina Faso was able to win asylum after several years and several procedural hurdles. And in an act of gratitude, he provided us with this beautiful tapestry that shows animals from Burkina Faso, his native land. So that is one of the most gratifying moments that I've had, and certainly my colleagues have had in representing pro bono clients. In addition to being transformational for our clients, it's very transformational for our lawyers. Our lawyers get to see firsthand the impact that they can make on individuals who are so desperately in need of first-rate assistance. That comes to us because the City Bar Justice Center provides us with a partnering opportunity that helps us get to know these clients and make an impact on their lives. And we get to see that. And our younger lawyers really appreciate the opportunity to have a meaningful interaction one-on-one with individuals who so desperately need our help. I'm very hopeful for the future. This has been a very challenging environment to live and practice law. New York has gone through a lot of changes in the last half a year. But now more than ever, people need our help, especially as they arrive in the New York area and they need help pursuing asylum because they have a well-founded fear of persecution in their home country. Now more than ever, we have to really focus on the future and really help them. I'm very hopeful about the future. I think that the challenges that the COVID-19 experience has meant for all of us also provides us with an opportunity to deepen our relationships with people throughout our communities and to really help them. So thank you so much, City Bar Justice Center. We at Venable are grateful for this wonderful award, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with you again in the future for many years to come. So thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone who has joined us this evening for the virtual gala to support the City Bar Justice Center. If you haven't had an opportunity to text a pledge, please do it now. As we close the evening out, I hope you will enjoy this wonderful selection of music from the City Bar Chorus. Their pro bono mission is singing in senior centers and nursing homes. And I hope you'll feel free to sing along. I know I will. And we can close out the evening in community with people of goodwill. And thank you once again for all the good that you are doing by supporting the City Bar Justice Center. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. 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 There's a place where you don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone. If you only say the word, from across the silence, your voice is heard. Oh, someone will come running. Oh, to take you home. Take you home. Someone will come running to take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. Out of the shadows
Thank you for being here with us and for supporting the City Bar Justice Center Annual Gala. If you haven't done so already, please text your pledge of support to 41444. You may share the content of tonight's event by visiting City Bar's website, citybarjusticecenter.org. Thank you and good night.